Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hail Ale. Tonight we are going for an alcohol-free stout from Nirvana Brewery. Is this one? It is, funnily enough, stout, which otherwise known as Cosmic. Although it says it nowhere on the bottle, you'll find it on the website and various other places like Untapped, listed as Cosmic with a K at the beginning. And it is a completely alcohol-free stout weighing at 0.0% ABV, and it says on the side of the bottle that the tasting notes are dark and rich flavours, balanced and smooth roasted malt base with chocolate aroma and hints of vanilla. Now, for those of you who don't know, I like to drink my stouts room temperature because I find the flavours pop that little bit more, and it allows those roasted malts to really dance and do their thing and not be muted by the cold. On the odd occasion I will have one cold, particularly where I find the body really light and thin and watery and perhaps a little bit overcarbonated because the coldness just tightens that all up a little bit. Not massively, but it does. So hopefully this one will benefit from being warm. It's the last of my Nirvana beers as well, I believe, so hopefully save the best for last. So we're going to open it and pour it into my Titanic goblet glass. And it's not lively, which is always good. I've come a cropper with some alcohol-free stouts in the past that have been lively. So the pour is dark. It's dark, it's very dark. There's very little light coming through that, if I'm honest. It's well carbonated. You've got a good 2 fingers of fairly spongy off-white head. Rolling it in the glass, it doesn't look overly heavy, but you know, it's nice and dark. There's just a little bit of mahogany coming through right at the very bottom of the glass. But otherwise it's as black as the ace of spades, and otherwise looks like a pretty decent stout, let's be honest. What's it smell like? It's a whiff. Getting a little bit of milk chocolate. It's not strong by any stretch of the imagination. It's light. There is a sweetness of the vanilla. There is a hint of that roasted malt. It's not a big malt, let's be honest. It's a little bit, almost like figs coming through as well. That kind of roasted fig. Playing with a bit of caramel, a bit of the chocolate, sweetness from the vanilla. Smells alright. I often find when you swirl it, you get a little bit more. And now the head's dying away. Yeah, those figs are very much there. Figs, toffee, caramel, bit of chocolate. Smells good. It tastes good. It's thin. That's a shame. I know it is hard to get body in an alcohol-free beer, but let's be honest, there are some brewers who can manage it. And this one, I think, would potentially benefit from the cold. The flavours, though, the figs are huge. There is an element of the toffee. It's like a cinder toffee type thing, and it's that sweet malt in the background. Vanilla, it's a little bit, it's not prominent, it's a slightly more savoury vanilla. It's not your big exciting spicy Tonka style. It's just a real simple classic sweet vanilla, but it's dialed back. Yeah. Chocolate I'm not getting a huge amount of because it's overpowered. But I say overpowered, the figs are massively dominant over the whole thing. It's a shame about that body. With that flavour, it could be really quite nice. It's not a strong flavour, it's quite, and I say strong in terms of longevity, it's quite short-lived. But those figs and the sugary sweetness are there. As for the finish, it's short, watery, a little bit of that fig, but not a lot of malt. There's nothing massive about malts at all, and that's something I really do look for in a stout. And it's not. it's just not there. Oh, that's a shame. It's a big, big shame. So before we score Cosmic Dark and Rich Stout, let's go to the Untapped Aid Memoir of Joy, which says the Nirvana Stout had 550 check-ins and an average score of 2.29. Which, yeah, let's go through my scores on the 5 pillars of judgment, which are the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish. I haven't filled it in for the title. We'll just call it Stout. I can't spell today. There, Stout, unfilled. What do I think of you? The looks, you know, it looked good. It was dark. You had a nice looking head on it. Let's get the last of that in there so we can revisit the looks. You know, it's a decent looking stout, let's be honest. It's dark, it's rich looking. You've got an off-white head that, you know, for the time that it's there, does look nice. I can't really fault the looks until you start doing that and you realise just how thin it is. So it looks good. I'm just going to knock a little bit off for that thinness that is obvious from the look. So it's going to get a 0.75. Aroma. Now with a stout, I'm looking for robust malts. That coffee note that comes through. If it says there's chocolate, I want big chocolate. If there's vanilla, I want to sort of get that. I want to get it right at the back of the nose and just excite everything that's going on. I don't get a lot of anything. I get something, and what I do get is quite nice, but it's just really, really light and mild and could do with amplification. Do a spinal tap on it and turn it all the way up to 11, please. I'm going to get a quarter on the aroma. Body, for a stout, you know, you want unctuousness, you want chewiness, you want a velvety, soft, smooth mouthfeel. For this one, though, there's really not a lot of body to it at all. It's thin, it's watery, it's soft in the mouth, I'll give it that, but that's it. You know, the body is not there in any way, shape or form. I honestly cannot give it a point on that one. It is poor. It's going to get the naught. Taste. Now, again, with a stout, if it says it's going to do something like chocolate and vanilla, I want chocolate and vanilla. If it says it's going to have coffee, I want coffee. But at the bare minimum, you've got to have those big roasted malts because that's what makes a stout special and just it's its lifeblood, really. And there's not a huge amount of that at all. There is a fig nature to it and it's quite nice, but that should be supported by those roasted malts, which really aren't there. The chocolate aroma and the hints of vanilla. The aroma, it's kind of there, and there is a tiny bit of the chocolate on the flavour, but it's really, really light. The vanilla, the sweetness, there is some sweetness, but I fear it's more of that sweet malt than it is anything else. That malt should be robust and dark, and burnt, that kind of thing. But this is kind of a sweet, sugary malt. No. I'm going to give it a quarter point for the fig alone, because I quite enjoyed that. It just needs more of the malts to make it somewhere near decent. And finally, the finish with a stout. Again, I'm looking for that malt. I'm looking for a warmth, a bit of bitterness, just that you get from that roasting. And it's not there at all. It's short, it's sweet. It's not what I'm looking for in a stout. So therefore, it's going to get a 0 from me on the finish, which this has got to be one of the lowest scores I've given for a beer in a very, 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 very long time. 1.25 out of 5, which is, well, it's low. It's very low. So sadly, I won't be buying this one again. There are better stouts out there in the alcohol-free world, and indeed one of them is making its way back to the shelves very, very soon, and I shall be trying that. But in the meantime, we're going to say the Nirvana Brewery Stout is really not for me. But have you tried the Nirvana Stout? I'll get my words out eventually. If so, let me know in the comments section below. And speaking of the comments section below, down there are some boxes. You know exactly what to do with them. You've got the like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I will see you again soon for another video. Bye.